You know what's funny? When I saw a three-word message, at first I thought that said three-word massage. And I realized, well, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson talked about the fact that T. Higgins requested a trade. And we knew he was going to do it because he already talked about before about T. Higgins potentially going over to Cleveland. So, let's talk about it. He said, as I state, I knew it was coming. I didn't come out and say that, but I knew if they franchise tagged him, he wasn't going to stay there, Watson said. Me and David have a great relationship. We talk about a bunch of different things. Okay, so David is his agent, and David is also the agent of T. Higgins. They have the same agent, right? Which I'm pretty sure it doesn't that break some type of like worth act or like work code, or is there laws against that? You're not, as an agent, you're not supposed to be talking about someone's business with another player, right? Isn't there like a whole thing about that? I feel like that's just not like the correct thing to do. You shouldn't be doing that. Nonetheless, though, he said, "You know what's up with us, man. I know you are down to roll. We want to pass the ball and are going to pass it a lot. We are going to take care of you. The Cleveland fans will love you to death, and we have Clemson ties. We didn't get to play with each other, but this is our opportunities. Come over to the land." And I'll say it like this, which is kind of weirdly ironic now. I feel like T. Higgins, if he did go to Cleveland, would be in a worse spot because he wouldn't get as many targets because now they have Jared Judy, who's a young, thriving receiver. They got Amari Cooper, who's really good. They got Elijah Moore, who's up there. I know T, in my opinion, is better than all of those guys. But my point is, it's like, now there's a lot of mouths to feed, and then you got Nick Chubb in the backfield. But he then continued to say, now you start to think about if you're T. Higgins, what's your... Oh, no, this is Bleacher Report now. He said, now you start to think about if you're T. Higgins, what's your future? By the way, yeah, Bleacher Report posted this article. Are we surprised at this point? Not really. We know we have to pay Jamar Chase, and we've already paid Burrow. Where do I fit in? And that's where a trade request came from. And I think the tag is fine. I would anticipate that he plays on the tag. I don't think he's going to be traded. And yeah, I don't think he'll be traded either. And I think what comes down to it is we're going to have to figure out a long-term deal with him. And that's easier said than done. I think the tag, in my opinion, I think him requesting the trade was him saying, I don't like this, right? It was him publicly saying, this is not right. I want something done. I want a contract worked out. I want something to be pushed into motion. And I think him requesting a trade, he knew us fans were going to back him. He knew us fans were going to say, this is unacceptable. Get T. Higgins signed. So, and that would push the organization, as you know, as Ian Rappaport said, to actually talk to him again. Because based on Ian Rappaport, he said that they haven't had conversation talks since last March, and T. Higgins is not okay with that. He's not happy about that. So I think that really just kind of propelled the whole situation forward. I don't think, personally speaking, he wants to be traded. I think he just wants something done. He wants a contract worked out. And I think that kind of was the wake-up call for the Bengals to say, hey, listen, you're going to have to do something. It's my understanding that it would take about 2 second-round picks and maybe a 3 to get him. So 2 seconds and a third, that's actually not that crazy. So let's say you're Carolina, Tennessee. Those are the 2 best fits for me. Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to stay here and trash Deshaun Watson for saying he wants T. Higgins, because there is no real reason to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a quarterback. He wants a star receiver. It makes perfect sense, right? That's not really a popular, take right there, right? That's just, it is what it is. Can they afford him? That's the next question. Right now, they're negative $2 million against the cap, negative $409,000 next year. But you know what's funny is, I would say going into this offseason that they could not afford him, but they have done some really interesting things to get underneath the cap, be able to sign certain players, work around and finesse the cap. Cleveland has done a really good job this offseason on, working around the cap. So I'm not saying I don't think they could afford him for how much he wants. I think he wants around 100 million, 20 million a year, fully guaranteed. I don't think Cleveland could pay that. I don't think so. I didn't think that before, and I don't think that now. I really do not think it's possible. But I will say I'm not going to trash them ever again when it comes to their cap, because they figured out ways to get things done and got Jerry Jeudy, who cost them 12.9 million. And going into this offseason, they had negative 55 million. Found a way to keep some of their key players and go ahead and get Jerry Jeudy. So there's none of me that's going to trash Cleveland so they can't get someone. But I don't think they could afford this guy. I really don't. So I think what it comes down to, again, is T is going to be a Bengal and will hopefully work out a contract. If not, you'll play on the franchise tag and we'll figure out what we're going to do next offseason. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.